Hello, welcome back to Fortune of Champions. My name is Jake Matthews. I am joined by Celtic Tiger Brennan and Dan Hawks Harrison, and we are loading through to our last game of the second series between EXCEL and Misfits. This is so close down to the wire. Misfits looked clearly better in the first game and a half, and then
I would still think, based on this series as a whole, you would expect Misfits to take game 3, because even when we were able to call, look, they lost that Baron fight, bad call, they've just lost the game off that, they still held on for so long because they're able to make these small plays here and there. They got hard outscaled, so I now look at this draft as going, look, if they draft even half decently, they realistically should be looking to take this.
I want to remind everyone at home, if you're an EXCEL fan, you really want this win. Because if you get this win, it then forces you to play versus Enclave, and the winner of the Grand Finals tomorrow then will be locked in at least for the play-in stage of the EU Masters, and maybe they get themselves a buy-in through the group stages as well if they, you know, are lucky enough to get themselves a win in the Grand Finals. But either way, for the side of EXCEL, this is literally their last chance to even have a shot at making it to EU Masters without having to go all the way through the Grand Finals in September and actually get yourself through. So, a lot to play for here.
Absolutely, and the thing is, you have all the other teams are going to be competing in that in the Grand Finals, and these teams that essentially you're struggling against now, Misfits have been a hard opponent for EXCEL. They will have to overcome them again if they want to get that EU Masters spot on the Grand Finals.
Let's have a little look at the bans so far. Yasuo and Akali being taken off the board. Don't want to be giving the Akali over to first pick, even if it is going over to Rippy. He's been pretty good on the mages so far.
Yeah.
I've seen him on playing the Assassins, but Aurelia...
I don't think he wants to play Assassins. I don't think that's his style, and I think mages make more sense for him here.
I'm curious whether or not they left the Akali open, if EXCEL felt pressure to ban it, or if Rippy was feeling confident.
The thing is, they could theoretically play it top, and I feel like Sendo is definitely someone who could play the Akali, so that is a possibility for them. I don't think they're just limited to
It's also so good, and you're now 1-1. Why would you put the whole series on whether they've played Akali before or not?
Yeah, that is
that's
a risky move.
As we are seeing pretty much the same bans as normal, Sendo is going to be denied the Aatrox, Aurelia taken away from leader, and the final ban...
I was going to say, it was previously the Rise, so they've actually decided we can pick up the Rise ourselves if you leave it.
And that's the thing, as a first pick Rise, it did okay against his Zed. Yes, he got punished early, but it did scale quite well, but it's also a flex pick. You can put it in the top lane if you really need to.
Well, let's see what Misfits are looking to take away. Maybe they deny the Rise this time.
I don't think I don't think they deny the Rise.
They do?
Sorry.
Wow, okay, I guess. Right, you're the killer caster. I'm not.
Rippy was very good on it. Like, he... But I mean, he was kind of like one-off scaling, like you said at the end of last game.
What does leader play now? Because they're banning away
Talon's up. Talon was previously banned against him. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best pick
if it
ever,
plays into his play style.
We'll see.
You know, this actually makes a lot of sense, the Gragas pick. Has been stable.
Nice save.
Actually really solid. Potential to go that Predator again. And did actually have some good moves, despite the fact he was quite squishy, was able to find some solid decent solid engagement.
I think
the big thing for me as well is that Misfits had the much better early game in Game 1. In Game 2, Taxer had a great showing on Gragas early on. They kept EXCEL going. Then the mid game, they lost that call around the mid towers. But before that, it has actually been Taxer helping out the team hugely, specifically in the top lane, but certainly around the map, you've seen him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's see what Misfits are going to be looking to pick up as their second pick. Obviously locked in the clear jungle once again for Reflect.
The thing is, what's weird is that they decided not to prioritize the Zyra Khan on this rotation as Game 1. I mean, obviously, Game 1 was very successful for them, but they're going in a completely different direction. It's a weird situation where the situation hasn't necessarily changed, but they decided not to prioritize those champions.
Do EXCEL go for the Zyra Khan now?
I think you could. I think you could really punish the Varus.
It depends whether Varus goes to open as well. I suppose that's, you know, if he goes on
he still plays back. He still wants to get some procs of life.
I think that's the issue, is that if Varus plays back with lethality and they also incorporate like a Morgana pick, it's really hard to punish a Zyra Khan. And
they could go Kai'Sa Alistar though, as they had previously.
Yeah, it looks like they want to go for that safety again. Question is, the issue is they pick Alistar here. There is the risk of getting the Morgana pick into it.
Do you build lethality or do you build on hit here?
I think you wait and see the whole team.
Yeah. You wait right until the end.
I mean, you've seen 2 picks. You know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, do you play for the lane poke and just to deny the Kai'Sa, or you just go, she's going to scale?
I would prefer lethality in a vacuum against Kai'Sa, but you have a whole support to deal with. And you have to decide your own support. How are you planning on playing around that? I think based on the way Misfits have been playing, I think I might favor lethality simply because it scales into the game a little bit earlier.
I think it works really well as a 1-3-1 as well.
Yeah.
You have that wave play, you have that shove. You see the Alistair come out, and it looks like Misfits are, again, wanting to play, not necessarily for lane, but for the macro element. This could go support, this could go top. This is actually going to be a Braum.
Go support, most likely.
And the thing is, Braum Varus is really effective as a 2-man bot lane. I mean, we hear about Zyra Khan, we hear about Lucian Braum. Varus Braum has been a pretty common pickup because it's so easy to stack up the Braum passive and the Blight stacks, a lot of burst. And I think if an Alistair goes in and botches the engage, very easy to pin him down. And the thing is, yes, a Kai'Sa can dodge away using that supercharge from the Winter Bite. You can't dodge auto attack.
Can't do so as we are into ban phase 2. Galio is going to get taken away on the side of Misfits. What EXCEL going to be looking to ban out now?
And by the way, to answer your question, I would go attack speed Varus from here because you have the Braum, and also because you want to kind of cut through the Gragas and the Alistair.
Yep. We'll see. I mean, they could still decide to go for lethality. I don't think it's necessarily the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Into Kai'Sa. I would wait for the rest of the comp. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
feel like if you pick the Braum, if you've invested in that, you want the Varus just to be like, you have a really good backline.
I kind of prefer
already.
it too, but yeah. We'll see. See where they end up going, because
nice.
there's a whole rest of the comp that we haven't touched on yet, because the Talon we were talking about has been taken away from Leader.
Bans from EXCEL. There's Yasuo, Aurelia, Zed, Talon. Leader's going to be feeling
and on the other side, you have a Kali Rise band away.
Go on, Fizz. Leave Fizz open and let Leader play Fizz. It's in his champ pool, man. Like, you know, I mean, I haven't seen it personally, but you know it's in his champ pool.
I think Misfits are struggling for the last ban because they just banned away Lucian.
Yeah.
There's
I mean, Camille was still open. Sendo could have played that, so you could have taken away the Camille if you were scared of that, but...
Do they think Rippy's going to bring out the mid... Oh, maybe the top lane Sendo Lucian was going to...
I mean, I'm looking at Caston band, and I know from what Rippy's played before, you could either see something like an Anivia or a Syndra into that.
Yeah.
Now that Caston's taken away, could see something like that, and now looks like Leader's going a bit more standard.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that Leader won't play these standard meta champions. It's just like, what he is comfortable on, what he is proficient on, are these millions of champions that you can see banned away.
It's a normal pick, man. I wanted something more exciting.
Yeah, how boring.
Oh, well.
Let me down.
Maybe you'll make some plays to keep it interesting.
There is so much backline damage on the side of Misfits now. If you don't get onto the carries, they are just going to absolutely shred anyone who gets in front of them. The sustained damage is seen.
There's the Syndra I was expecting as well. We've seen Rippy bring it out before. Biggest issue Rippy's had with it, though, is that sometimes the positioning is too far forward.
Yeah.
We'll see if that comes into play in this game, though.
And I think if you do get caught in a bad position, you are going to get challenged by the side of Misfits. They have the Bar Assault, they have the Braum CC, and the ability to block your ult. You can't just rely on getting a 1-1.
GP for Sendo now.
Blind.
I think
that is blind.
My opinion is you just take the Gnar here.
Yeah, I was thinking Gnar.
Good, and if you go attack speed, you can clear the barrels and duel them quite well into late game. I mean, Shikari had a great game on it in game 1. And I think there's less opportunity for a Gangplank to punish a Gnar than there is for an Aurelia. But it depends on what they want.
So that's never going to happen.
Well, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, in comparison to game 1, there was lots of opportunity to punish.
I love Jarvan into Gangplank, though.
Okay.
It's something Jarvan's kind of on the fringe of meta right now. You see him in certain picks. Jarvan's really good at shutting down Gangplank. Because Gangplank, you know, you can cleanse a lot of things. You can't cleanse your knockup, and you lock him in the Cataclysm, he is stuck in there with you.
Absolutely. I think Jarvan top we've seen particularly played against Gangplank and Rumble. Those are two matchups he does great. And again, a mobile top laners, once they're in that Cataclysm, they are not getting out. And the thing is, you have damage coming out from Talia. You have a mobile carries on the side of EXCEL. The only one who can really get out is the Kai'Sa. And again, she has to reposition well with her ult. You could very easily trap this backline or even trap the front line to stop them from getting access to your carries. I think it's a good pick.
It's been a while since I've seen a Jarvan top, so what's the build? Is it going to be the tankier build? Is it a bruiser?
Bruiser build generally. You can see the likes of Black Cleaver and Titanic Hydra come out. So I'm interested to see where he goes early on. But I expect those kind of items to be the standard, and then Sterix as well, those kind of things.
Yeah, you want to be bulky, especially with a composition like this where you're lacking tanks. You do want to have some bulkiness. And you want to be able to survive against the Gangplank. If you squishy, you'll get popped.
Early GP as well with the Grasp of the Undying, just constant Q proc, pistol shot, is going to leave Shikari struggling early, but once he hits that level 3 or that level 2 and he has the flag and drag, he can close the distance. That's when this lane actually gets a little bit harder for Sendo.
Yeah, and then you can set up the ganks as well. A ton of damage comes out from Talia. Again, if you land that flag and drag, that is an easy knockup, which can then go into the seismic shove, very vulnerable position for Sendo to be in. And he must have been confident to take this gangplank, maybe expecting the Nars going to come out. Yes, he might struggle in terms of the Nars range pressure, but he's happy with that. But I don't think he went into this expecting the Jarvan top to come up against the gangplank.
Well, this time it's not Leader playing anything explosive and exciting. It's actually going to be Shikari, who was one of the major winning factors for Misfit in Game 1 of this series.
Funnily enough, Jarvan was one of the original counters to Azir when he was at his strongest. You pick Jarvan full lethality mid, and you just EQ on Azir.
I remember getting
ult over his ult.
I remember getting smashed by that one while I was playing Azir.
Maybe you'll go. In fact, I feel like you could go the sort of one auto build where you like EQ R auto. If you go like a Triforce and Storm Razors,
build
Blade as well.
Build before him basically.
Yeah, and I remember getting smashed by Jarvan.
You knock him up, you dunk him, and you just bap him on the head with your spear. That's all you need.
Yeah, I like to pick. I honestly, again, like Misfits comp a lot, but we haven't touched a huge amount on the strengths of EXCEL's comp. So they have a lot of catch potential. You have Alistair, Syndra, Gragas. That's a huge amount of engage. And just quick burst damage followed with the kind of Kai'Sa Syndra, and depending what you do with
they've got
Gangplank
really solid engage.
Yeah, I think it's really going to come down to who they can engage on. If they get backline access, if they get on the Varus, the Azirs, the Talia, they will have a great team fight. They have so much burst and follow-up. The GP ult's there, the Syndra ult can execute a target. Kai'Sa can even follow up. The thing is, they have to get on the backline. I think if they just run at Misfits, Varus, Azir, Talia will absolutely decimate anything that comes near them.
You basically get the void stacks on the Azir by headbutt pulverizing or by body slamming, explosive cuts, and then when you've got your two frontline on him, he's going to have to Emperor's Divide away. And that's when you kill him straight in, because there's no way for the Azir to disengage at that.
And the thing is, with the Storm Razors build, you have so much burst from the Kai'Sa. When you dash in, you can easily execute from top.
I think what was one of the reasons that Jarvan used to be picked into Azir, of course, to just ult over the Emperor's Divide. So that still becomes an option for things like that. As they're trying to move around, as they're trying to play around you, you just quickly ult onto them.
I think both of these teams are going to be playing really for the team fight. Both of them have just picked great fighting teams. They've both got decent engage, you know. Arguably the side of Enclave have slightly better engage. You know, it's just slightly easier to land. But
which one's Enclave?
Enclave is the Alistair and the Gragas.
Yep.
And then it's like not Enclave, sorry, EXCEL.
There we go.
I
was straight up asking you, which one did you mean?
It's because on my notes, EXCEL are on the left-hand side, and that's
you know, all good, dude. All good.
It's too late in the day.
Mate,
fine.
I think the hot dog place is going to be closed. Just so you all know.
Yeah. We'll see how we're doing.
In addition to anyone watching, if you want to send some food to the studio, much appreciated. We don't get fed, you know. They don't give us food.
Hashtag hip brain hungry.
Feed the casters.
Hungry hip brains.
Hungry hip brains.
I like that. That's good. Unfortunately, we do have an actual game to go through.
That's not unfortunate. It's actually very exciting.
Yeah.
I might complain about food, but you know what? I don't mind, because we've actually got some really quality League of Legends.
We're going to feast on some League of Legends.
No Shogath this game.
Unfortunately. But you do have Gangplank.
No, I'm going to say fortunately.
Yeah.
Gangplank eats some oranges, so, you know, get a little snack out of that.
Yeah, but that's healthy. I want something like greasy and horrible, like a burger, or, you know.
You think Cho'Gath's more of a burger eater than an orange eater?
I think Cho'Gath's anything which gets within range of my mouth eater.
Yeah.
Helps when an explosive cask forces you into Robot Lady, Scissor Leg Lady.
Yeah.
I probably gave it a nice, like a nice sauce on top of the explosive gas.
Yeah, you know.
He's got marinated in wine.
Yeah,
that's definitely not wine. He's not a classy drinker.
No.
Well, I know because he had that skin. He had the.
It wasn't that skin though. Oh, was.
It was. He had the Esquire.
It was wine.
It was wine. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, wine marinated. Oh. Exactly what you need.
Exactly. Yeah.
Paxi was there to help out his former teammate. Give him a marinade on top of his feast.
Beautiful stuff, really. We're very hungry, as you can hear, because we're talking about food. Fortunately for you guys, you don't have to listen to us talk about food anymore, because we are into game for the third game of the series, the 6th game of the day. And it all comes down to this. If EXCEL can find this win versus Misfits, they will still be in with a shot of getting themselves an instant buy-in to the European Masters. And if Misfits take it down, Misfits will lock themselves 3rd place and give EXCEL Enclave. I'm tired.
No, give Enclave.
Enclave,
yeah.
European Masters. I got it right that time.
Right.
But I like you have Shikari now on the Jarvan. I think that's that's where we're kind of focusing for now. But in the early game, we're going to see that slowdown.
Skin? Yeah, I think this is the reason he's played Jarvan. Nothing to do with the drafting strengths or anything like that, because he played the Samsung Galaxy Gnar. He's now playing the Samsung Galaxy Jarvan. If this was a best of 5, maybe you play the Samsung Galaxy Rakan in the top lane, just going through the whole motions, getting every champ.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow is the best of 5, so if they do make it through, if Misfits get there, maybe he can just play everyone.
Think about it, right? Samsung Galaxy skin's very new. The Darkstar Cho'Gath very new. I think Shikari's just flexing his skins, to be honest.
Flexing his wallet is like, look at this, Misfits pay me well.
Yeah, why not?
I can buy skins. He doesn't buy food or pay rent, he buys skins on League of Legends with his money.
That's a respectable and a strong decision for any avid gamer.
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm inclined to agree.
Okay, here's EXCEL.
This is the cheese. Chrisberg falls down for first blood, and Prosper is looking to run away. The rest of the team are chasing him up, and that will be almost the pop.
That's close. And this, again, comes right back to exactly what Taxer did before. He made the better early game plays on this Gragas. You can see why they prioritize it over the likes of even the Taliyah, which has generally been the strongest jungle.
I just love to see it. It's game 3. It's an intense back and forth series. You decide.
Scan of the week. Rippy doesn't actually have himself ignite, but Leader forced to use the heal.
Well, I guess you can see how Leader didn't want to lean towards these mages.
Yeah, well, let's have a little look at that play in the bot lane once again as Taxer comes in with an early level 2 cheese. Chrisberg still not level 2. He's going to die.
Yeah, and that was just him. Completely popped. Well played again by Taxer to go for, I think it was a level 2 gank last time as well, up in the top lane. Flips it around, goes towards the bot lane, makes the play work.
Yeah, it does make it work. Now, at least he's able to hold on to those summoner spells. But, you've got the Varus, who we're not sure if he's going lethality or on hit, but if he's going on hit, he still needs a little bit more time to get going. To scaling bot lanes this time for both of the teams.
Yeah. You see, I'm still looking towards the middle of the game. I'm really interested to see which way they're leaning.
I think the lethal tempo gives away the fact that he's probably going on hit.
Yeah, I mean, while the starting portion, lethal might kind of throw you, it is in fact not the lethality build when you go lethal tempo. You only need one lethal thing in your build.
Sendo now versus Shikari. In this top side, it's pretty even for the moment. Sendo's been pretty heavily pushed on the GP, which, to be fair for him, he's actually quite content where the wave is being held. He can just Q farm now as much as possible. Can take a couple of the dragon strikes by Shikari, but nothing too much. And unfortunately, your casks are exploding.
Exploding before you hit them.
Oh.
Yep. Shikari.
They're not even exploding, they're just kind of falling down. They're like,
yeah. They're breaking, I think, is the way I'd put it.
Shikari's gone Grasp. I kind of expected Electrocute, personally, just so he could go for that all-in lane pressure. But
I mean, you still get the all-in with Grasp. It does a lot of damage.
This is so unfortunate for Sendo.
He's going to get one. I believe in him.
Watch this one. This is going to be the one.
Oh, no!
Shikari!
He goes to the trade instead. He goes to the trade instead, in fairness to him. He gets a good trade.
I like how we're getting really excited by the topside trading. Watch this one. Hey,
oh! Shikari just picking 10 gold. He's picking up gold.
He's actually getting like, this is like his free kleptomancy here.
Getting a lot of grass procs off as well onto the Gangplank, which is really nice for Jarvan early. Mainly because he's denying Gangplank's range by constantly taking out those barrels.
Alright, he can't get this one. Sendo will just auto-attack it out of pride at this point, right? Yeah,
oh,
there it is.
He gets it, but Shikari still walks out of range.
It's forced him to use the Q as well, so. As we're seeing, Leader actually getting potential gank coming through.
Here's Taxer, the Predator.
Taxer actually goes in the Predator, gets the bop down. Leader actually turns it around, turret shot after turret shot.
Forces the
heal is forced.
Predator only works on the way in, dude. You cannot run out like that.
Yeah, that was maybe a little bit optimistic.
Yeah, I question it, but they do manage to scare Leader at the very least. He keeps his flash, and it actually evens out the summoners in the mid lane. Leader had been forced to heal earlier, now Rippy forced to heal here to save the jungler. Leader is kind of chilled out since then, I was going to say, but now with level 6, Tried to go for the play, got cancelled out by a Scout of the Week. Nicely done.
Shikari actually on the receiving end of a gank here. Belly Bop is available for Taxa, but he's only level 4. He's losing a lot of health. Shikari might just go 1v2 here. Sendo's just about got that cannon barrage, but in goes the dunk. Shikari 1v2 finds himself a kill.
And he's continuing to look for Sendo. No, he heals
up. Oh, the Q's coming down, and the grasp will heal Shikari. Sorry, Sendo up. And Shikari almost finds the 1v2.
You can see a Flicked actually showed up behind his tower and went, I don't think I can walk here. And then just walked right back into the jungle. That was close.
Now, it is a Meteor leader here. Hasn't gone for that lethal tempo on the Azir like we saw earlier on in the day. Probably just going for that max AP burst build as the sustain will come through from this on-hit Varus.
Yeah, I mean, we also saw Arcane Comet previously because, of course, it is just good standard damage at the start of fights. I think that's more what you want. Again, while there are tanky members to deal with in Quickset's Alistair and Taxer's probably AP Gragas, I think there's a lot of people you can burst out very quickly.
Crossbear actually does get pulverized up, but it looks like they're going to land themselves a bit of stun, and a lot of burst, like you said, is available. Chrisberg able to save himself in that lane. They lose a little bit of lane pressure, a little bit of health, but Venza also running relatively low.
And this is a less aggressive start from Misfits. I think a lot of this does come down to them picking more standard comp. And now it's actually Taxer going for
the flashback. They're looking to get themselves one onto Chrisberg. He's running low. Quickstep able to pick himself up the kill. Now Flicked comes in. Seismic Shove goes wide. Starting to stack up the concussive blows, but it's not enough. Quickstep on the cow will be able to walk out. Another gank by Taxer. This time burns both of Chrisberg's summoners.
And you see they started to play forward because they knew a Flicked was on the way. Taxer's faster though, and the Predator gives them that move speed to just run in. You're seeing why it's starting to pick up, and you can actually see Dan is dancing in the background because he knew it was going to be picked. He's been watching LCK this morning. So has Taxer, and is doing a great job with it so far.
Yeah, and Prospect also has to kind of hold this wave, but it did crash into the turret, so a massive denial as well onto Chrisberg. He's going to slip even further behind in CS, 71 to 58 CS. A kill onto the Kaiser as well. That's a BF sword and 2 long swords picked up into just the Bilgewater Cutlass. Chrisberg massively behind to his lane counterpart, who both of these champs want to scale, and you know, when one gets a big lead in lane, this is always really, really horrible.
Yeah, and I think this has really slowed down Misfits. You can see the draft from EXCEL effectively got refined over the 3 games. And coming into this third one, they look a lot more comfortable early on. What I do wonder about now is, can Misfits do what they've done in the previous games? Can they have this sudden mid-game push where they control the map really heavily?
Oh, Quickstep.
But in the meantime,
forward, looks to go into Venza. Venza pops in with the killer instinct, and they're punching the damage down to Chrisberg. Pop goes the weasel, but Chrisberg stays alive. He gets himself a kill. Actually, the shutdown's gifted over to Prosper, and now Quickstep just headbutts him away. That is unfortunate.
I mean, that's very good for Misfits. Would have been even better if Chrisberg had actually managed to pick it up.
I don't
still very
know,
good for them to shut it down.
You denied the shutdown to Quickstep. Actually, that's going to be ulti. Sendo, he's just pinned in place. A seismic shove pins him up. This is what Dan was talking about in Champ Select.
I think that was nice what I was talking about in Champ Select, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You all sound the same. Let's see a replay.
Yeah, you see, good use of Hex Flash, covers the distance. In goes Chrisberg, and they just about get the CC off in time. They just turn it in, get the concussive blows, stack it up together, and manage to take out Venzer just about in time to turn it around into a 1-for-1. That's important for them, though. It gives them a lot more lane presence now that they know they are in a position to actually fight them.
Well, Leader hasn't actually really given away too much of what he's building at the moment. He was forced to back early, bought himself some Merc Treads. Sorcery Boots have been picked up by Rippy, and now they're actually just looking to get a bit of tower damage down, as they do see they have that base, but
it's Alistair and Gragas.
Alistair and Gragas, that's going to be the headbutt pulverize. Instantly slided away with Summoner's Drift to make sure Leader is going to be able to get out.
Slowed down for now. I like the Misfits. They realize the strength of their comp, and that's something they did really well in the previous games when they're going hyper aggro. They've done the same here. They know they can play a bit slower. It's credit to
Cataclysm this time. Seismic Shove is going to get dodged out by Sendo. He loses a fair amount of health, but he trades back relatively easy. Chrisberg This is just not your game. Chains of corruption have gone down and have put them in place, but Taxa says, get away from your turret, mate. An explosive cast sends him flying, and a killer instinct gives Venza a double kill.
And I was saying, well, Misfits have played a slower game because of this. EXCEL haven't slowed down. EXCEL have gone, we know they want to play slower this time around, and we know where our strengths lie. Tax are being really good in this Gragas, consistently forcing plays, and let's be honest, he has crippled the bot lane from Misfits.
Well, top lane though, that is a lane that is at least working in favor for Misfits. Sendo struggling, and first turret blood did go down in that bot side in favor of EXCEL, giving themselves a slight gold advantage. And Afflict does need to be careful. Cannon Barrage isn't quite available, but Sendo starting to charge up that Q. Afflict forced to flash away. Now Sendo could go for the chase, decides not to, and the turret stays alive.
And that's the key thing. He managed to not only protect the turret, also force out Afflict's flash. Good play from him there on the top side. Gives his team some time to lane swap as well, while they still have the safety of their turret.
Yeah, this turret actually will stay now, as they do get the superior lane positioning, sending up Venza for the moment. Sendo will just catch this one last wave, as he has been struggling in minions. Want to make sure at least he's mildly relevant for the moment. As now, Chrisberg basing away from the bot side, so they are behind the play at the moment, and Rift Herald getting started up by EXCEL.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the Gangplank continues to get tanky, he shouldn't get just instantly burst out by Shikari. He should at least have the time for his team to come in and help him. And I think that's all Sendo needs right now. Use the Cannon Barrage to help out his team. And, I mean, his team is doing extremely well. I don't see why he needs to accelerate. He just needs to make sure he maintains lane currently.
Well, 12 minutes on the clock. 500 gold separates these teams. EXCEL. That's actually a flash by Chrisberg.
It's the Weaver's Wall as well.
The Cannon Barrage is there. They're literally using everything. This is going to be the all-in-one as Quickstep soloing out. A Cataclysm pins two in place. Followed up with the Glacial Fissure as well. Taxa forced to go golden, and Shikari running low. In comes Leader with a double kill. Emperor's Divide forces Sendo low. He's maybe looking for the Quadra as Afflict underneath the turret. Venza gets a kill onto Shikari, and Leader pumping that damage out. Quickstep with a double kill on the cow. They have to run away now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a double kill on Alistair versus a double kill on Azir. I don't think Misfits will be too miffed by that play, but it now turns around. EXCEL are continuing to push up.
Alistair!
4-0-4. That dude has been in every single kill.
Chrisberg is 0-5 on the Varus. Stormrazor finished up. Venza.
It's AP Alistair time, baby.
It's AP Alistair time. It has to be. Come on.
But let's have a look at this play. You can see the Weaver's Wall actually does cut off Venzer, so they all jump on him. Really good movement from Venzer to get around the fight. Shikari starts to shut this down, but he stays alive for so long in the back while Chrisberg is being fought by Quickset. Leader gets in, gets the double kill finally, but EXCEL still get to the play in time to not lose too much from them. And Quickset, again, played that really well. He managed to solo out the AD carry and then turn around and force them under tower.
Well, we're loading back into the game after that significant replay. I don't know what I don't know what I'm saying at this point in the game. that play, just that whole fight, just took me by such surprise. Maybe I should have been looking at the minimap. You could argue, but you know what? Minimaps for fools. When I play League of Legends, I put a post-it note over the bottom right-hand side of my corner screen, so I don't even know what's going on in the game.
Spoiler-free gameplay.
Yeah, I don't know,
but here we go.
Sendo actually is going to be forced to flash. Shikari doesn't have the Cataclysm, so not going to be able to chase him but too much. But now that flash is down, I think just see a repeat gank.
They were trying to time it with the knockup, but give him just enough of a window to flash there. And there's the Rift Herald topside. They know Talia was bot. This should be a quick tower take for them. They can maybe...
They might be able to commit for more. Yeah, I mean, Chrisberg has no damage.
They should be able to get the inner tower here, especially while Sendo is still being pressured bot side. Especially if they commit to that, this could be the exact same play that Misfits made last game, and a push for in-hit.
Well, it looks like actually they are going to push for a little bit more. Turret is being started up and a lot of damage coming out, but Sendo's running low. Afflict looking for the solo kill. Heal comes out, and that is going to be a couple of rocks going wide, but these ones will find their mark, and Afflict finds himself a kill.
The other side, they can continue to pressure for that inner tower, but Braum actually did a really good job of blocking it for Misfits. They've managed to hold up. It will go down, but they did take out Herald at the very least. They're not going to continue pushing for that inhibitor tower.
It's just going to be the tier 2. The inhibitor turret will remain, but great rotation by EXCEL does secure them a massive gold lead.
Leader.
Powers available. Rippy could put it down. This is going to be Leader.
Okay.
Emperor's Divide is flashed away, and he has a blast cone. He's flashing forward. Leader not able to get the damage down, and Afflict is just going to focus the turret.
That was, I honestly would little question that from Leader. You know the blast cone exists, but decides to go for the play, can't quite make it work, and now it is Quickset.
That's the change of corruption. That seismic shove actually is going to be dodged out with the headbutt pulverize, but that is a cannon barrage.
Oh,
Quickset is 5-0. Who gets the shutdown? Leading at 750 gold for killing the cow.
That Alistair was a menace. Finally taken out, gifted over to the Azir. That's what you want. Azir starting to scale up into this game. 3-0-1 now. Leader finding himself a different play style, but a consistently strong player.
Looks like Leader just trying to clear out these minions before he gets the base off and spends his lovely shutdown gold he's going to be able to use accrued for himself.
I mean, you can definitely see that Leader is less comfortable in this Azir than he was on the likes of the Zed. However, he's still having a great time. He's still doing what he needs for his team. And you're seeing that come out here. He got the shutdown there, has the Oblivion Orb, is starting to pump out that damage.
Cleaver's been finished up on Shikari. He's got that Tiamat, so probably building towards that Titanic next now. As we see an Oblivion Orb picked up by Leader. So obviously looking to cut some of that healing, although there isn't really too much healing.
I think it's more the M-Pen.
It's definitely the magic pen. I'm literally at this point, I am so just in a blur. I don't actually know what I'm talking about. You might just have to save me from a few things here, mate.
It's all good, because we're continuing forward here. You have Chrisberg, who's been beaten up a lot this game, but still has managed to finish himself. That Blade of the Ruin King has some consistent damage for catching people out. It is literally kind of designed just to beat down the Alistair, but has enough damage to take out those squishies too if allowed in a fight.
It's more about the sustain. Typically, you know, you're not going to go 0-5 on the virus, but you still want some sustain in lane for your trades. This time, it's been a little bit more unfortunate for him. He's had a rough game. I think Quickset and Venza have played very well. They've played out of their minds in this bot lane to hard snowball the Kai'Sa.
I mean, sorry, Taxer as well, punishing that.
Taxer's
very
also
impressive.
Very well, yeah.
But certainly, I would definitely, at the very least, credit Quickset down there in the lane. Has made some really cool plays.
I mean, Quickset has been playing around his Hex Slash really well. We are seeing Misfits recognizing the back timers, and they're going to be able to pick themselves up the first Drake of the game, which is an Ocean Drake. Next one spawning will be a Mountain. So that's going to be hotly contested by both of these teams. This turret here in the mid, once it falls, this opens the map up massively for Misfits, but you can use an explosive cast. Misfits can just use the Weaver's Wall.
See, the Weaver's Wall had been started as that wave was moving. So I don't think he had the time to kind of cancel it out. Or certainly that's what it looked like. I was a little confused, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they were as well. They instantly cancelled it as soon as it was available.
Sendo, you are the Chris Berg of EXCEL this game, unfortunately for you. You are getting picked on by the jungler.
I don't want to give it to my top laner.
And Afflict is making sure he just solo kills him out.
EXCEL going to use this time to try to establish some deeper vision in the jungle. I think that's the smart play here. I mean, you are seeing, while we've talked about how well EXCEL are doing in the early game, it's a minimal gold lead. It's 1.5k. That's relatively manageable. Yes, it is early, so it is noteworthy. But certainly, Misfits are far from out of it.
Well, looking for an engage onto Leader, who does have the shove. He's going to only miss it onto Rippy a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Unleashed Power does nothing. That's going to be one for Misfits, and Quickset gets seismic shoved back. A flag and a drag, and Leader is 5-0 on the Azir.
I want you to cast my games. Only missed it a little bit. I think that's the nicest way you can put that play. It doesn't matter though. They do get the kill. The Cataclysm was the key part there. Locked them up, and they can follow up the rest of the play.
They've got the legacy of Shurima as well, so they can continue that siege now that they have a turret to hide underneath. Cataclysm, a lot of the major ultimates have been thrown down for the Shades of Corruption. That's going to force the ulti. Oh, Shikari just obliterates Taxa.
But they do have to back off for that. Sendo did return. Legacy of Shurima will definitely save their recovery. But it's Misfits showing up again and again. They're getting these plays off. I'm very interested to see how they can continue this form, though. This is very much on a knife's edge. It's not fully comfortable with Leader's style, but it doesn't matter because Shikari and Afflict are pumping out damage in these fights.
I'm willing to say Leader is probably looking pretty comfortable on the Azir.
He's looking, yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't say he's looking uncomfortable. He's 5-0. He's been very map savvy.
Like, he's 5-0, but the way the plays are working out, he doesn't look. It's not the cleanest plays in the world from him. However,
Quicksef.
It doesn't need to be if he's just pumping out enough damage for his team.
Quicksef did flash over that wall with a Hex Flash, but not going to commit. Not going to look for the kill. Sendo, you're dead. Afflict. An orange.
I've seen this one before.
Will not do anything. Maybe they give the kill over to Leader. I don't think Sendo's worth much gold. Let's see how much he gets. 274. Still bad.
Yeah.
Ooh. Emperor divides there. Now it looks like the team's actually looking for the play. That's going to be explosive cast. In comes Venter. Venter's looking for the shutdown, but Quicksef steals it away. 800 gold in the cow's pocket, and Jakari dunks onto Rippy, pumps the damage down, and Rippy now trying to run away. Dragon Lance comes out.
Quicksef once more.
Chrisberg is forced to flash away. Doesn't have those chains quite yet, but he is still. It's supports getting kills left, right, and center.
Chrisberg is still alive.
Give your damn carry a kill, man. Venter will be shut down. And Chrisberg gets his first kill!
What a fight for these guys. These have been something else. There was so much aggression back and forth there. Misfits, again, finding the better side of that trade. They've actually swung the goldies slightly in their favor, and they're not done. Taxer, now under pressure, managed to find his way out. Chrisberg, Prosper, and Shikari now in control of the Baron area. They're actually going to start it up too.
It's going to die very
nearby. Afflict, not in position yet, but he can Weaver's Wall in if they decide that's what they want to do. That's
exactly what they're going to do. Here comes the Weaver's Wall. Actually, didn't surf it in as Prosper's losing a lot of HP, but Leader's also in there. The attack speed Azir, so this turret, this will go down very quick. That's going to be a great Emperor's Divide to force him back. Quicksef running low. One kill already gone over in favor, but Shikari unleashes power for a shutdown kill, and Leader Summoners drifts his way out. A pause is going to get thrown out as well.
I think we could do it the pause. That was a lot of plays very, very quickly. Very impressive from these guys. 7-1-1 on that Azir as well. Really important Emperor's Divide, keeping Quicksef out for that start of that play.
We need to keep our eyes on this pause as well, because obviously if you do look at the map at the moment, you can see multiple members are very low for the side of Misfits, and look at the positioning for the rest of the team. Killer Instinct is almost available for Venter. That's going to be one of the key bits.
One thing I'm going to say is
your mic is not off, so you're not going to say that, I'm afraid.
You're not going to say anything. What I've said is...
That's fine.
Oh, you're
back. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Afflict, you saw him go for the Weaver's Wall into the Baron. He just... That was a misplay. He didn't ride it.
Yeah, he didn't follow it.
If you'd ridden it in...
You have to press the R twice.
Yeah, I'm not saying they definitely would have secured the Baron, but there was a much better chance.
I think it's not even that. The part that I would be worried about is that they were all committed to this Baron. And yeah, we just have a green man in the back.
I mean, we're live, but if you want to come in, mate, you can come in.
Hey,
you want to go over?
Yeah, come on.
You don't even want to know what's going on. Don't just come around here.
No, come on. Yeah, come on to the camera. Come on.
I don't know what's going on. I've got people speaking in my ears. Hello, mate. Come in.
How are we doing? Say hi.
Say hi. Wave to the camera. You're not on camera yet.
Hey, there it
is. What is going on? Someone will have to explain to me why.
I was in the middle of a point that I thought was good, but that was so much better.
I'm so confused
so much
now.
better.
You know, I think that was just in the movie.
I was about to say, maybe
that was a Mumu cosplay.
Oh dear.
What game we got?
Okay, so they had all committed to that Baron, but what I'm more worried about here is the big issue is that EXCEL can do what Misfits have done in previous things and use that tempo to their advantage, immediately start up the Baron themselves. You're still very, very entertained by the green man, I can see it.
I'm actually looking at Twitch chats over there. I'm looking forward to the point where they all see it. And see
no, they've seen it.
They've seen it.
They've seen it. Wow. Yeah, well, that was one of our cosplayers. We are having a cosplay competition. That was our Amumu cosplayer.
Yeah. We still have our Tibbers and our Panda Teemo to come, so
keep watching.
Keep watching out for that.
Hold out for that.
Is that not Badger Teemo?
No, this is Panda.
That's Panda Teemo.
Hence the little black ears, because pandas have black little ears normally.
Oh, okay. I'm not up to date on my.
Are pandas black with white spots, or are they white with black spots?
Aren't they white with black spots? I thought because they have the black spots around their eyes.
Yeah, but maybe it's a big white spot around.
This is like that tail question you asked, and I was like, that's the stupidest question.
It's like the zebra question, although the zebra question is pretty obvious.
Yeah, because they have like a white belly.
Yeah, because the stripes don't go around them all the way. They're not like ring stripes. They are just They are, you know, thingies, you know. The dude in the green suit threw me. The lack of food is worrying me. It's quite late. And these games have been so good. My brain is only in League of Legends mode at the moment and nothing else.
Maybe we should get green costumes, casting them.
I think we should all get alternative colors. Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm tired.
You need a Snickers.
No, I actually really need a Snickers. Hashtag hungry hippo. Hipbrain.
Oh. You can't even say hungry hipbrain. You can't even say your own pun.
My own name. I don't know it. Who am I?
We're just absolutely lost at this point. But yeah, so let's talk about the game. Just saw a big shutdown go to the Alistair. What is he going to spend all that gold on?
Why isn't he AP at this point?
Like, honestly, he could have got AP. It's been ridiculous.
He's
Quickset's having a great game.
Insanely fed. I'd be so tilted if I was Chris Berg as well when that massive shutdown gets gifted to your support.
It wasn't Chris, it was Benza.
No, but Quickset stole a kill as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying Quickset.
Oh no, Prosper. Sorry, Prosper stole a kill from Chris Berg.
But
as well.
that one was at 800 gold. Like, I know from personal experience, my former AD carry partner Inax, if I stole a regular kill, he would be like, "Why? Why did you steal it? Why? And he would bother him for the whole game. But an 800 gold kill, I think that could be career ending. I don't think there's going to be a Venza Quickset partnership. That might be the pause, actually. That might be for the reason for the pause. Venza went 2 seconds, pause, and just like launched his keyboard at Quickset.
I think I once heard of that happening at a LAN where someone actually took off their headset, threw it down so violently that they broke both the headset and the keyboard.
That's impressive.
It was
That's
impressive.
Some raw strength.
I don't think it was raw strength so much as just...
I mean, the dude threw it like
Maybe
real
it was
hard.
poor quality
equipment. I think he just smashed it down. Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Pro gamers don't use poor quality equipment. What are you on about?
Who says he was a pro gamer, you know?
Yeah.
He's not as elite.
I mean, clearly he doesn't have that pro mentality where you don't
I don't know.
break all your things.
Have you been to a Smash tournament? The pros are pretty salty, I'd say.
Ah.
True.
Not all of them.
Passionate. They're
to be fair,
players.
passionate. To be fair, not all of them are salty, but you get those great highlight clips, and it's all mainly Smash Bros, where like people just throw their headsets, break their controllers. It's so angry.
It's not healthy.
Yeah, it's not healthy.
But we're playing League here, so we got
Which
that
is
to look at.
definitely stress-free as a game.
Apparently not.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that Misfits and EXCEL are having a jolly old time, no stress. I'm sure
there's been no pressure all game.
The breaks them just like, we need a glass of water. We just need to reset.
Yeah, look at this. This got real messy. This should be a quick pick, and they should be able to back off that. Okay, that was a very quick
we're back
pick.
into game. Okay.
Oh, we're back. Okay, they're backing up now.
Okay, my point about the
they can use this tempo though, and they can start looking at the Baron. That was the first point I made. They do have the Kaisa available to do that. I think they're wary of it. They want to establish their own vision control first, but it is absolutely an option.
Sendo, you disappoint me, child. You've gone for the Styrex Gauge and not the Storm Razor on
It makes a lot more sense into the jar.
I refuse to believe you.
I can respect your choices, even if they're wrong.
You know what? You're right about many things, mate, but this is something what I hold very dear to my heart. You are very wrong.
That is why you are mistaken. Regardless.
Yeah. There's definitely a reason I'm wrong, but you know, I refuse to accept it.
That's
pure arrogance at this point. Ignorance.
From here, I was actually considering seeing whether EXCEL want to try force the Baron themselves. They had the tempo advantage off that.
I mean, they got a fed Kaisa and a very fed Alistair.
Very fed Alistair. But we'll see now if they can. They're actually going to try set up a Death Brush instead. They've got their own vision control over the area. They're baiting out Venzer. Look at the juicy old Kaisa. Will you go for it? We can make a pick around that. Not taking the bait.
Chris saying absolutely not. I just want to farm minions. I just want to hit my 6
I don't want to fight.
I don't want to forget that I ever went 0-5 in lane to an Alistair.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing as well is that he's basically a full item behind that Kaisa.
Someone else is going to catch the wave is being pushed in. And also there is an Ocean Drake, which maybe Shikari just looks to solo out. That's going to be a barrel into the stun. That's a lot of damage. You are right. Flex Tape won't save you from that. But Afflict is able to get his way out.
Yeah, and moving like Phil Swift, getting out of there quickly for Afflict. I mean, Afflict just about escaped that. It was actually the shield from Prosper saving him. Just in time with the explosive cask. Good for them, as that would likely have been a quick Baron force from EXCEL.
Well, it looks like the Mountain Drake is just going to get started up by the
Look how
of
even
Misfits.
the gold is right now. 25 minutes in. It's not even 1k difference.
You got to keep in mind a lot of that gold is sitting on QuickSet.
Yeah.
So while it's even gold, they're really 1,000 gold behind because the money is going into a Zeke's Harbinger on a Alistair, which to be fair is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great item, but I'd be more worried about the 711 Azir, who has picked up a lot of the gold.
I'd rather those extra 6 kills being on the Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're approaching a flame horizon.
I mean, I was literally saying, you're actually over an item behind right now on Varus.
Imagine if those 6 kills were on him.
Yeah.
He would be it'd be 2 items up at this point.
That's a rough lead. You know, QuickSet has saved us from having to see that.
Hey!
It's all right back to the start of the game.
Yeah, I know, we're going all the way back at this point.
Oh.
A cute minion.
You know what? He got the minion. Nothing wrong with that.
Chrisberg's 2 levels down on Venza.
I'm more worried about the item difference if I'm Misfits, to be honest. I think.
Yeah, but I mean, just stat levels as well, like items, levels, everything is just in Venza's favor.
Over an item behind is not something you get to say very often. Like, there's literally a full Storm Razor between them. That's rough. Thankfully, they have the damage from Azir to compensate them in fights, and Leader has been playing, while less comfortably on this Azir, comfortable enough to really be doing a huge amount for his team.
And Chrisberg's next item will probably be the Infinity Edge, which is a very costly item. As Misfits stealing away the blue buff, using the Weaver's Wall just to zone away. And they're just trying to fight for vision control of Baron Nashor. Remember, they have a Mountain Drake as well now, and an Ocean Drake, so if they get a little low, they can always walk away and heal up.
Misfits want to play as proactively as possible. They want to turn this into their victory. You can see they're looking for picks side by side. The burst they have with the Azir, Shikari is well able to lock people up. They're continually looking for it. They've yet to really secure it. Yeah!
Oh, Cataclysm onto Rip. He forces his flash out as a cannon barrage has been used.
QuickSet!
QuickSet! Here comes the hero. The Emperor's Divide forces him back. Everything is being thrown down. It's the Bounce House, baby! QuickSet is going to fall to Chrisberg, and he's finally back on the board.
And now that they've taken out the most important member of EXCEL, they could turn towards this Baron.
Smites are still available. Is a level advantage, 2 levels to Afflict, so his smite will outsmite him any day.
We've seen Taxer outsmite a Cho'Gath. It's possible, I mean, for sure.
Yeah, very right here. But remember, all of the ultimates are down, but the Unleashed Power and Killer Instinct.
So quick.
That's actually going to get picked up, but that's a big scan of the week. Not going to commit, but
Shikari's out.
Going in. Venza's coming back now. Chrisberg's looking to turn it.
Taxer.
Not going to go for more, but Taxer maybe going to chase over the wall. Another Void Seeker could be enough for Venza to get a kill. Let's have a look at this all again.
Okay. Right at the start of this, you could see the pick comes down. We were waiting for that. Shikari finds it, forces the flash in the cannon barrage. QuickSet tries to make the flank work. Look how much he gets forced onto QuickSet. He just gets knocked about. Seismic shove, Emperor's Divide. And then I think it was followed up with just everything else from the damage side while the rest of EXCEL had been zoned off. Really important for them. They pick off QuickSet, who was the primary engage, and then they're able to turn and force that Baron.
And I said in the earlier stages, you know, you basically force the Emperor's Divide, then you can Killer Instinct in. Venza couldn't do that, because Venza just would have died. That would have been hard in.
You actually saw that towards the end, where they went, okay, Shikari's so low, I'm just going to try ult in at the end, pick him off. He covered enough distance that you actually forced the Kai'Sa to flash out, because it just immediately turns. You see, the Braum starts the concussive blows, and Chrisberg alone was enough to force a flash.
Now, Chrisberg is starting to get pretty strong. Got that BF sword building towards that Infinity Edge, and that 3-item spike is
still an item behind.
Still feels an item behind, but his damage really spikes that 60% crit he gets.
The Void Staff on Azir is where I'd be looking at.
The major thing here, though, is Chrisberg's been able to pick himself up a QSS.
QuickSet.
He invested his lead, but in goes QuickSet looking for the
You're the wrong side of this fight.
But that is the wrong neighborhood, buddy. You're taking a lot of damage. The Legacy of Shurima also provides a safe place for Misfits to hide underneath with this siege, with this Baron buff. Prospere, very unbreakable to spot out the Void Seeker to stop Chrisberg from taking too much poke.
Biggest strengths of Misfits comps, though, is once you're set up for a siege, Azir and Varus are both so good in that department. Even Talia as well. The amount of poke you provide is absolutely insane. Getting Baron, hugely important for these guys, and could be the big swing they need to continue forward. Take out these towers, look for the game. The Weaver's Wall zones.
That's going to be a slightly better Weaver's Wall than we saw in the end of last game. Flick looking to push the wave in, but
Doesn't zone enough people off, though. They're not willing to force this play. Still waiting on some key cooldowns. Specifically, I'm looking at the Varus ult. They kind of need that to set up those longer sieges, because you want to just be able to force a quick engage if someone overextends.
Just going to base, spend some gold, get themselves a couple of buffs onto Chrisberg, get himself his red buff. Be curious to see how close to his Infinity Edge he is.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to see what he backs with, or if he backs. I don't think he's very close, because I think he's deciding not to back.
He's literally running around the jungle saying, get me as much gold as possible, guys. I'm only about 600 gold away.
The GA fit on Shikari as well, really nice for them being able to engage.
Ooh,
speaking of which, Crossfair.
Scattered up, though. Going to use himself, the Glacial Fisher. They're chasing him for more. Quickset gets
in,
himself a big impact, but Venter's putting the damage down. The Emperor's Divide pinned inside the Cataclysm, and Afflict is just throwing rocks down. That's going to be one onto Afflict. That's going to be one onto Chrisberg, and the carries are down.
Yeah, and now you're going to be able to push forward. You have both Venzer and Quickset gone. You can see they're actually backing off, trying to make sure they can Baron up the next wave. They're looking for an inhib.
I mean, without a Stormrazor, Sendo's wave clear is going to suffer versus these Baron minions as well. You've just got Rippy, who's AP. These Baron minions are going to be hard to deal with. Looks like Baron's actually timed out, but it still doesn't matter because Misfits are able to crack open the base at 30 minutes. It's been a slug, but they've been able to find themselves their opening.
And now an Infernal Drake as well, they're likely going to back off for. This is perfect for them. They have themselves set up to siege, and they're in control. They've had like a small gold lead. The gold is even for so long, and now 5, close to 6k in favor of Misfits.
Just troll Shikari. That's going to be a third Drake going over to Misfits. They've got themselves an Infernal, a Ocean, and a Mountain Drake now.
Really confident. Cancels it.
Crossfair actually does get caught out, but I don't think Sendo's going to commit for the kill. So as we do see Misfits fade away, let's have a little look at some of these plays. I think there was a replay.
Here we are. Here we are.
There we are.
Let's look at the start of this play. You get Quickset caught out, but he just turns it right back around. A massive knock up there, and Venzer starts jumping into the fight. Shikari goes, nope, I'm going to shove you into the ground. Afflict joins him on the side, and just a huge chunk of damage coming out there. You can see it was a great engage, though, from Quickset. Almost turned it around for them. They had leader very low as well. That would have been a nice shutdown for them to be able to pick up. Instead,
I mean, let's have a little look at what Leader's built so far. He's got himself the Gnasher Tooth, he's got the Banshee's Veil, he's got the Morello Nomcon and the Void Staff. He's got 10 stacks on that Dark Seal. Does he get Morellos? No,
Medjai's?
Medjai's?
I don't think so. I think he just swaps it out for Rabadons.
Do the bravado play here.
Even if you fully stack the Medjai's, it's less useful than Rabadons in terms of flat AP.
Nah, you just want to make the statement here of having the Medjai's.
I feel like a 10 stack Dark Steel is still something of a statement.
Now we do have Chrisberg now got that Infinity Edge on that 3-item power spike. You know, QSF separates him from Venzer. He's not in a bad situation now. His damage is going to be pretty decent. Damage-wise, he'll match Venzer at this point, at least in item-wise, but Venzer, it's two very different champions, I know, but when I'm just looking at items and I'm going 3 and 3, and then you've got a cleanse, is my headset.
Which is a little sad, because you've almost got a Flame Horizon from Kai'Sa. But it's just...
There's a lot of standing gold, though.
Misfits with the tempo advantage, with the objective lead. They're just going to wait. They can force plays around this Baron. They win a fight around there, unless EXCEL makes some kind of miracle engage.
They threw at Baron last game.
Yeah.
It's not out of the question. Taxa was able to steal it away versus a Cho'Gath, and while down 3 levels to Afflict, somehow the weakest smite in the game was able to smite it down. Partly to do with Shikari walking away from the pit.
We can bring in plays from last game, but let's focus on this one. It's a Quickset.
Flashes forward. That's going to be a scatter of the week. Prosper's there, but the Emperor's Divide forces them back. Cannon Barrage is out. And actually, Quickset losing a lot of health to Leader. Is going to be able to walk it out, though. And the rest of the team taking a turret in the bot side, pushing a turret in the top side.
These objectives are crumbling. Well, doesn't matter, though. It's, again, Misfits able to continue their pressure. It's 15 seconds till Baron. Shikari, still something of a threat in the sides, is now joining up with his team, knowing that he does a lot more than Sendo, even in a fight. Better to have the 5v5 so he could turn around as you engage.
Well, Baron's going to spawn up instantly, and this will be the second one going over to Misfits. We do have EXCEL in a position to contest, but this is crumbling to them. It just falls down instantly. And it's too little, too late.
And they're just going to join up on the top side.
sorry, for the side of EXCEL, yeah, Misfits actually just running it up the top side. They've got a big wave to work with. They've got a turret that can go down, and they've got the damage to follow.
Legacy of Shurima as well to cover their escape if they need to. Likely they will use this Baron to force them
as well. That turret is just melting to Misfits. They're now looking for an inhibitor, but Quickstep gets the two-man headbutt pulverized, actually gets Emperor's Divided back. An explosive cast is holding him in place. Shikari with the Cataclysm is going to be forced to use the GA. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but Azir finds himself a double kill. All of a sudden, Leader is showing up on the Azir once again. They lose themselves one, but it does not mean anything.
They gain 2, though, is the big thing. They lose Afflict, but they still have Chrisberg and Azir. A lot of consistent damage left up. And on the other side, you lost key wave clear there with Rippy going down. Can they continue this Baron push as
2 down?
4.
They've got 2 waves of super minions catching in.
Going in.
Looks for the flash engage. Can't actually quite make it, but Shikari trying to turn onto Venza. Venza's damage is absolutely massive. A Void Seeker.
But on the other side is the tower going down.
The tower has fallen down, and Sendo now hot in the chase for Leader. Slide and glide and divide. Leader makes his way out. Chrisberg very, very low.
But they managed to get both inhibs, and now they can back and look for that third lane. Let's have a look at how that fight started. Just watch how Flick just gets instantly burst out here in the middle of it too. Like you can see, he gets caught up in that. Rippy follows up, and then Rippy just hits him with huge amount of damage at the back as well. Just flashes forward for it, so kills himself effectively to make that play work.
Shikari with the GA as well. It's quite confident to go in, pin a couple in, get some damage out, and then just revives up and peels back to the rest of his team.
You have to remember, for EXCEL, these fights are literally, we want to secure ourselves an EU Masters spot. Every single one of these fights is saying that.
I'm really glad you remind us of that as well, because this is do or die. The only other way EXCEL can make themselves into the EU Masters if they drop this game is by winning the Grand Finals in September, which arguably does place you higher up.
Yes,
in
but the issue
Masters.
is now you have this very strong Misfits you're going to have to contend with once again.
And a very strong Enclave as well.
True.
There's a lot of strength here in all of these teams, and EXCEL are by no means a weak team. There is a reason this team have won multiple of the UK ESL Premierships. It's why they've been such a staple.
We're right back to the beginning all over again.
But yep, Shikari just denying Sendo. Let's see if he gets this. Sendo just gave him 30 gold. This has been the most enjoyable
part of the game, not gonna lie.
No, he actually just flags and drags out. That's going to be a wall to divide his way, so... Ooh, Emperor's Divide. Peels off for a little bit, but Venza has thrown down his Void Seeker. It is pretty dangerous to step forward, and Quickstep losing a lot of HP. That's a good scout of the week, though. That's going to force them down.
Cataclysm.
The shutdown, the Cataclysm's there, though. It's a 1-for-1 trade, and Misfits are finding more. They are finding their footing. Venza
Leader goes down. Venza is huge.
Kill onto the Talia. Chrisberg finds himself 1. He finds himself 2.
He finds himself a game.
Is going to go down. The full ace, and Misfits take EXCEL down.
That is Misfits going forward, and most importantly, you're an Enclave fan. They're going to EU Masters.
Yeah, I think Enclave are definitely going to be the most excited about that. I mean, obviously, Misfits, great to have that performance. They bounced back so well with the roster swap, with their change to the coach. But Enclave now secured first place in points, first place seed going into playoffs, but also guaranteed a spot at EU Masters. What an achievement.
What an achievement. And Misfits now at least secure themselves 3rd place in the... Are you right? Am I right?
They are 3rd seed.
Yeah, locked 3rd seed into the Grand Finals playoffs. So have to see exactly how that's.
But what they can do tomorrow is see how they're feeling up against what is now the top UK team over in Enclave. You have this revitalized Misfits who are now looking to take them on and go. I mean, coming into finals, we're looking to take it.
That's going to be a hell of a series. And although it doesn't affect the seeding for the Grand Finals, it's not about that, because seeding only goes so far. All these teams are going into the Grand Finals wanting to win the whole thing, wanting to get that spot in the group stage. Even Enclave already have a spot. They want the group stage spot. And the thing is, you want to come off the back of a really solid 4G Champions 4. So I know Misfits and Enclave will be fighting tooth and nail to secure that victory tomorrow.
I mean, there's so much on the line for both of these teams. And congratulations to Enclave, I think, first of all, for making yourself a spot to represent the UK at the European Masters. And Misfits, congratulations for getting yourself into the finals tomorrow. And, you know, win or lose, I think Misfits can be pretty happy, but I think they want to win. I mean, I know they want to win. Everyone wants to win. That's kind of the point. But let's have a little look at the damage from that game before I go off on a weird tangent. GP did the most damage in the game. That's actually a surprise for me.
I think it's with the cannon barrages, maybe. That is interesting.
That is
I was
surprising.
not expecting that.
Is that a bug? Like, he was getting smashed in lane.
On the other side, I'm actually surprised as well that Afflict just about out-damaged Leader.
Yeah.
Just about, but still, that is... I was expecting Leader to top their damage charts pretty comfortably.
It's a really surprising damage graph, actually.
Yeah, there's a few surprises there.
Because, I mean, GP built super defensive with the Sterex, didn't go into the Storm Razor. Like, if he built Storm Razor Triforce, doesn't matter how hard he fed, like, I'd understand how he got that much damage. But, like, all his barrels were getting popped as well.
Yeah.
By Shikari. So, I'm surprised. I mean, Sendo obviously was doing more than I think we gave him credit for there, as you can see.
I think it shows the damage graph isn't completely indicative of how the game goes.
I would agree with that.
Well, it's a fight
agree with
that Misfits won. You saw the great cataclysms coming out from Shikari. It was about finding the high impact kills on the right targets, not just pumping out a ton of damage. Like, obviously, Kai'Sa Gangplank, particularly getting into the late game, do a boatload of damage, but it's whether they get the damage on the right targets, whether they get the effective damage, and whether it leads to a kill, which oftentimes it didn't actually end up happening. We saw so many plays where Benzo went aggressive and then actually got punished because the entire team turned on him.
I think one of the biggest strengths I would like to commend Misfits for in this is they were always willing to go with the most proactive play. They were willing to take risks knowing that they could just push forward. And yeah, that cost them game 2, but it means that they're constantly forcing EXCEL around the map. They're constantly forcing EXCEL to do things that they don't particularly want to do. In a lot of cases, being forced into areas that Misfits think they can win fights around.
I think the scariest thing as well, beyond that, is the fact that, you know, they banned so many champions from Leader, and it was going into this game with, okay, he's on a Azir, it's not his most confident champ, he's been forced on this after all these other champions are banned away. That was a pretty good Azir performance.
Yeah, it's literally like he learned how to ult in the game. It's like he missed 2 at the start, and then every other one he was getting behind everyone, knocking them about, cancelling out Alistair's engages constantly.
And there was actually really, really good improvement.
It's actually a surprising situation because I feel now Misfits after that game 3 look even scarier because you're now like, well, banning out Leader just doesn't work. You can't.
But you've seen him on his most comfortable champions, and they've absolutely stomped games too. You've seen the Aurelia was huge previously.
Yeah, true.
So,
well, let's have a little look at the bracket and see where we end up at the end of today. Enclave Gaming gets himself 2-1 over Wyndham Rain, and Misfits Academy are 2-1 over EXCEL. So, Enclave versus Misfits, I want quick predictions on who you think is going to be able to take this.
Misfits.
Misfits?
I'm going to go with Misfits as well.
I think Misfits looked much cleaner in all their games than Enclave did.
I mean,
even in game 2, I think Misfits looked cleaner.
I think EXCEL were a harder opponent than Wyndham Rain on top of that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's the point as well. You got to keep in mind, EXCEL are one of the top teams. They're one of the best teams, and I think this is 2 of our best teams clashing here. So yeah, you kind of like, wow, Misfits managed to get themselves a win, but actually they were challenged. That was them playing against a hard team, and I think they played with a lot of respect for EXCEL. Bar game 2 maybe.
I think it was respect. They made a wrong call. That happens, and they. Like, look, their comp was very aggressive. I think once you make a wrong call like that,
disrespected what could have happened at Baron Pit. I think they were like, we're so far ahead, it doesn't matter.
I'm not sure it's a respect thing, but sure. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. From there, you're just waiting.
I didn't have a point to add to that. You were comparing on that.
So
was it a throw? Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking at Misfits as probably the strongest team now, in my opinion, and I feel like you've just said it as well.
I mean, I guess tomorrow we will get to see.
Tomorrow we'll get to see.
But I think you can base it off today. I think EXCEL and Enclave have been pretty closely matched. The second 4G champions, Enclave won it. The second EXCEL won it, the third Enclave won it, and the fourth. You know, I went into this thinking, if Misfits manage to beat EXCEL, it's like a trial by fire. Whoever comes out of this series looks like favourites to win the whole tournament, but we don't know what Enclave is going to bring tomorrow. Again, although they looked a bit shaky against arguably a weaker team in Wyndham Rain, the first game they dropped with a cocky draft. Game 2 and 3, although, you know, they weren't the cleanest games, they were definitely a lot more prepared, and I think it'll be a hell of a clash tomorrow regardless.
What's very funny is if Misfits do manage to win, it'll be have a different team that won every single Forge Champions qualifier.
Yeah, and then who knows what will happen in the grand finals. Maybe you'll be a different team again.
Hyperion coming out.
Damn, yeah, or Barrage, why not?
Yeah.
It is technically possible.
I mean, yeah. You just have to make the gauntlet run.
I don't want to be like,
I'm not going to say it's
devil's
likely.
advocate here
Yeah.
or mean, but I feel like we have a very clear top set of teams. I expect to see those set of teams come here to Barcelona. Who out of these top 4 is going to be my major question? Whether or not we see Enclave, whether or not we see EXCEL, whether or not we see Misfits or Wind and Rain. You know, there's even Diabolus. You got to keep in mind, Diabolus are a team who look very good at the beginning, and then, yeah, I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to let you guys not talk about this now because we have an interview of Prosper from Misfits of the support. Prosper, are you there? How are you doing, mate?
How you doing, dude?
I'm nice to speak to you.
Yeah, nice to speak to you too, dude. It's been a while since ESL Prem Finals, the after party. That's when I last had
I talked to him last
week. Oh, you chatted to him last week?
Yeah, we had an interview last week.
Well, first of all, congratulations on getting your win. I just want to give you a quick question about, actually, what is the mentality in the team coming through? Because obviously, you guys have been getting progressively better as you move up through the qualifying tournaments. You know, you had a shaky start at the beginning, then qualifying tournament 4. You've now put yourself a place at the finals, but, you know, it's not enough to get you secured at EU Masters. So what's the team mentality like at the moment?
I mean, I think people are feeling pretty confident. Like our record since we've got leader has been substantially better, and you know we've brought Zen back in, and I think everyone's working really hard towards improving and putting in a lot of effort. And you know we've still again only had the roster for about a week, so I think everyone's just really focused about getting to Barcelona, winning there on stage. You know, making sure we're clean when we get there, and that we just we win it, you know, easily without any hiccups. I don't think anyone is looking for anything less.
What do you think changed from, you know, last week you had a great showing and now you were coming forward into EXCEL, who are arguably one of the top team in UK. So what were you thinking going forward into this? How did basically your mentality change going into this series here?
For me personally, I was less nervous about this series than I was against the Diabolus series, because in the first tournament when we played Diabolus, they beat us quite handedly every game just by like winning lanes mechanically. And you know, even though we brought in Zen and leader, we'd been losing all season, so it kind of knocks on your confidence a bit. You're like, oh, we've made changes, but is this what's going to be turning it around? Whereas normally I don't think about whether I'll win or lose. I just kind of take it for granted that it's going to be a win. And then once we got that first series win against Diabolus, I just thought, you know, it's business as usual. We're back to it. Like, it's wins from here on out. That was kind of how I felt about it.
Sure. I feel like there's been a lot of back and forth in all the games today. What is your biggest takeaway from this series that you want to work on going forwards?
I think just consistency for us. I think we realistically made, even in the game, when we were winning early, we could have done a lot better job of abusing early games. And then in game 2, for example, we had a pretty good situation. We had all the mid towers down, and then we just kind of threw taking a random team fight because we were rushing, because we were a little bit nervous, a little bit kind of, you know, we've obviously been practicing all this week in scrims, but official games are a little bit different. The people get a bit more tense and comms can be overrun. So I think just the experience of playing more official games and getting in more scrims and learning how to kind of calm down. And once we have the experience of being in these situations of closing out wins, so that people take it for granted and we know what to do and we kind of work like a well-oiled machine, I think then is kind of what we're looking to take away from this and what we should look to improve on.
I'm going to give you one last question before I let you go. So breathe a sigh of relief after a really tough fought game. What is how big is the difference is it being adding leader into the roster? You know, what has he brought to this team really?
I mean, it's a bit of a hard question because I think everyone else has changed as well. But generally, just the communication between mid and jungle is quite important in this patch. And I think leader and Afflict work really, really well together. You know, leader's one of the things he does really well as a player is when he's winning his lane, when he has opportunities, he'll call, like, you know, if there's a situation for a gank, he'll say, you know, you can come and abuse this guy has no flash, you can gank this. If he has pressure, he'll say, I have pressure. You know, if he doesn't come up with a play himself, like, I'm using my pressure to run bot, he'll ask, is there anything that anyone can do with my pressure? You know, can we invade with it? So he's very vocal, and I think before the map was quite disparate, and now that we have someone who actually speaks in the middle of the map, because Kenzuki wasn't meshing well with the team in terms of communications, it's like instead of being two isolated sections of the team that communicate, now the team as a whole, kind of all 5 people communicate together and information flows a lot better. So that would be the main difference, I think.
I'm glad to hear that communication's been getting better. It's been getting better just in time for you guys, so you can make it through to the grand finals. Congratulations once again on your win, and hopefully maybe we'll speak to you again in the grand finals. We never know.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking to make it your Masters, so that's our spot right there.
All right, see you later, mate. Nice to speak to you.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.
good to hear from him.
Yeah, I mean, I like the confidence as well coming out of that, and I think that's absolutely earned confidence after, especially a series like that. Even back at the Diabolus one, they had looked so much stronger. We had the interview there where he was looking forward to EXCEL. That'll be the big showing for them, and we see it here today.
Quick question for you lads: who was your MVP of the series?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Actually, it's not a hard one. I'd actually give it to Leader.
Yeah.
His game 1 on Z, very good. It wasn't like a KDA game, but like he did what he needed to do well. Game 2, shaky, but I think the whole team was shaky. Game 3, I mean, he showed up on the Azir. You know, we were like, can he play this? Is this a champion?
Yeah.
Ooh, clearly he can.
I mean, the only other person that I think is worth considering for MVP based on the way the whole game's played out was Shikari, but I would still argue that Leader was more consistent from the early game throughout.
Yeah.
Whereas Shikari wasn't always there every step of the way. Leader was always in control.
I would personally give it to Shikari. I think his game 1 performance was a massive factor.
I'm gonna give it to Chris
you know, he not tilting the strong mental.
He definitely got tilt-proof on us after that game.
Yep.
He went terrified.
Yep.
I mean, did not let it phase him.
As much as we're
strong
joking,
mental.
Yeah, as much as we're joking, that's a genuine thing. Like, he was getting bounced around a lot, and instead of falling behind, like he was a full item behind for a long time. Instead of just allowing other people to take the role in the fights, he was like, I'll continue to play forward if I think I can get the damage down. And we saw that even when
I mean, he flashed ulted. He missed the ult, but he was still 0-5 and he did it. And it's like, that's a confidence play. That's not a like, I'm a tilted, I'm just going to see if I can get it.
One of the key things,
communicating with the team.
You know that if you trade auto attack for auto attack with the enemy and carry when they're that far ahead, you're not going to do as much damage, but it's the fact that he knows that's not important. He has to just do as much as he can for his team and not let him affect mentally. And that's a big reason why they won, and I think this is a sign that it's a team that's communicating, a team that has a good mentality together, and even when things go a bit pear-shaped, they don't just give up.
Well, you're definitely seeing that more open communication coming up from Misfits. That showed as well. It seemed like the team, a 1-3-1 you can't pull off if you're not communicating with each other, and Leader and Shikari were doing their jobs well in the side lanes, while the rest of the team were able just to push it down the mid lane. And like Prosper said, the communication's improved. I'm curious to see how much Zen's helped towards that as well, as the coach returning to this Misfits Academy lineup. But yeah, great showing from Misfits in that game. We do have another interview coming up, so that'll be coming up in a short while, so we can talk about.
I think what was impressive that came out from Misfits was that they had variation in the styles and compositions they played. They had in game 1 they had a 1-3-1 composition. In game 2 wasn't as successful, but they sort of went for that early pressure and being reliant on the Z. And then game 3. They had, they looked for these aggressive engages and picks and team fights on the back of Shikari. It was just very different dynamic throughout.
Well, there's no interview, so I lied. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
It's the
I'm only hurt.
You can just interview me.
Okay,
personally.
Orcs, how was today?
Pretty good. I enjoyed it. I thought we had some action-packed games, very heated. Loved them.
How do you think your casting went with your co-casters?
Like how I worked with my co-casters,
Yeah,
or I thought we had some good banter. I thought we went back and forth. It was nice. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of insults thrown around.
But it's always friendly.
Yeah, it was friendly.
I'll give him a big hug and a kiss after.
Yeah, it's just
once we're
banter.
off camera.
It's just textbook UK banter.
Yeah,
well,
we love each other, really.
We also love you guys for watching, and if you do want to keep in touch with us, obviously you can follow us on LVP UK over on Twitter, and use that hashtag #ForgeChampions4 to contact us and have a little chat about what's going on. Obviously, all of our VODs and best of highlight plays and a couple more future things to come out will be launched up on the YouTube channel. At the moment, there's just a couple of VODs. You can use yourself LVP UK over there to follow us. I say a couple of VODs. There's the best of plays. There's still all the VODs from
There's a lot of VODs.
There's a lot of VODs on that
really
channel.
useful as well, because what you can do is you can go to the LVP UK YouTube channel. You can go watch one of the VODs. Take Hitbrain's face, you can, take it off, Photoshop onto various things, make some funny images, and tweet them at us. We really appreciate that.
You can also just print out a full sticker page and just find out ways to use that.
Yeah, or you can make like Hitbrain emotes. And if you give them to us, I will make sure that they are usable on the Twitch channel.
You could actually craft a real hungry Hitbrain game.
If anyone does that,
great.
Anyone does that, I'll be a happy panda. A very happy panda Teemo.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Well, I think you guys are just like, man, I am done. We had 6.
It was a long day. It was a 6-game day.
It was a 6